Hello, thank you for joining me for this other demonstration. I'm going to do this little portrait. It's going to be a graphic drawing, bold color, and we're going to be using water-soluble tools, water-soluble pencil, water-soluble color pencil, or a watercolor pencil, sometimes it's called, and a watercolor water-soluble crayon. So I already did a pencil, and this is some watercolor paper from Ecoline. And I did a pencil drawing, regular pencil drawing, not water soluble. And I'm going to go in and render it, creating different values using the sketch pencil from DeWint. And I'm going to go in and add some pigment, and then I'm going to use the water and the brush to create some values and watercolor effects. So I'm not exactly sure how I want to do this, but I'm going to shade it using the pencil like I would just if I was just drawing with a pencil. This is going to lighten up. Watercolor is always lighter when you're once it dries, it's lighter. So I'm thinking about that, and I know I'll probably be going over it again. And here I'm going with the flow of the hair. And we'll see what we can do. And I'm not drawing every strand, but I do want to I'm pushing pretty hard because I want to get some good graphite on here, so I have something to work with the water. And the hair is usually lighter up here because that's where the light is shining, and it is somewhere else too, but I didn't do it here. All right, now I'm gonna work on the darkest areas, so that would be the indication of the nostril. Probably under the nose, yeah. There, and then where the lips meet would be the darkest, and then the upper lip, underneath the upper lip is shadow, and then under the bottom lip. And we have the chin. And let's define this cheek line. And then under these, her eyebrows. And then we're going to the side of the face, underneath the eyebrow, above the eyeball, and the closed eyelid. And then there's shadow under the hair. I'm just making this up as I go. And then her face is tilted down, so there's light. There'll be a little bit of light on the top, but the whole bottom is probably going to be in quite a bit of shadow. Maybe just a pinch of lighter on there. Maybe some light gets caught on her bottom lip. Under her nose is going to be darker. Under these cheeks is darker. The tip of the nose will be darker. Maybe the top of her cheek, what did I say? I said cheek? Oh yeah, I said cheek earlier. Maybe there's a little bit of light on the top of the cheek, top of the eyelid, underneath the eye. We got to get this part is darker. And then the nose, maybe just the tip of the nose is light. So there we go. So that is my initial value for the face. Let's get the rest of this. And to make that chin and head pop, we'll darken that. And that's there. And that's all we're doing. The shirt is going to be one of the other tools. Oh, and let's do her eyelid. And we'll make it a little thicker to kind of symbolize or show her eyelashes. So, all right, that's actually a pretty nice drawing. I like that. Let's see what we can do, what happens when we add a little bit of water to it. So I just have a little brush here, and we're gonna see what we do. And maybe, yeah, we'll just do really pushing it around. And it's just really cool. The effect is cool. Just using a little brush here. And I'm gonna go back in. I think I told you this already, because it is gonna be lighter once you're done. Although I kind of like the way that pencil looks, but I'm still gonna go in. And something I wanna point out, I don't wanna do this dark pencil and then try to do the light area, because all that pigment is gonna be on my brush and then it's gonna be transferred. So here I'm gonna need to go with this light stuff and really focus on not carrying too much of that pigment down with me. And if I go the way I'm doing it now, I'm bringing it down where it's going darker anyway. Rinse off my brush, get some clean water, and then we do it again over here, because I don't want to bring too much pigment down. What you can do though, if you do get too much color, you can wet it, and I'll show you probably on another part of the picture. You can wet it and dab it with a tissue, and that'll lift up some of the color. So that right there is a little dark, so I'm going to, see, I also did that where I just brought water and took it around. Another great trick for when you're using this stuff is, if you do need a little bit more color, go to one of your darker areas, pick up some of the color, and then you can paint with that. See what I did there? So that's a nice little, I don't want to say a trick, a technique, I think is probably a better word. Yeah, trick, we'll say trick. Maybe I can trademark that. Watercolor tricks, TM, copyright 2021. Oh, let's do the neck. I had a little too much water on there. We'll see what I got. I think I might have too little water on there now. And that's her neck. I want to keep that dark there. And we'll get a little bit of value there. So there, you could see that looked a little funny. That's because I didn't have enough water on my brush. So, and I want to soften this edge. Let's see. All right. That looks pretty good. All right, we're gonna let that dry and then see what, let's keep going while that's drying. So this part I'm gonna be doing the shirt, and I'm gonna be using, this is a Winsor Newton. I have turquoise, your colors will be different. It doesn't matter, because we're just looking for color and a fun drawing. So I am going to do the shirt. And I'm pretending there's light coming this way, so I'm going to just make a line there, because I want it to be a dramatic shape. And I'm just going to be coloring in, really just coloring in this shape. And then I'm going to soften it with watercolor, with the water. And I'm pushing pretty hard, because I'm trying to be quick. But I'm going to slow down and just do a nice smooth fill there. And I don't want, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but this is darker up here, this is lighter down here. I kind of want it to be all the same coverage. So I'm going back, and it's not about being quick, it's about doing it the best you can, or the best you want it to be. So that's something I tell my little ones all the time, and more importantly, I tell myself all the time. Like, because these videos, I'm trying to make them quick for you, so you're not just watching me color in. I'm trying to give you a good value and just fun and things like that. So I think that's kind of neat. All right, let's see what we can do. And I think I'm going to, let's get this water. So I have quite a bit on here this time. You can, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a pool of it because I really want to push this water around. Maybe we can have it, I don't think I want it to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway because I like when watercolor bleeds and blends. Because I think that's part of the, for me, that's, I think art is about the supplies, the medium, what your, of course, your vision, what you're trying to accomplish, but I don't like painting things super photorealistic or drawing them, and I certainly respect the people who can do that, but I like to see the brush strokes, things like that. So now I have this thing, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to try to pick that up. I think it's just some bubble of pigment or something. Yeah, okay. So now we are going to let that dry.